Guess what? Normal is completely overrated. And let's be real, it's probably making you miserable. Why? Because trying to fit into someone else's definition of who you should be is like wearing shoes 2 sizes too small. You don't have to spend your life limping around just to please everyone else. Today, we're going to rip that idea to shreds and replace it with something that actually feels right, like your favorite worn-in hoodie that fits you perfectly. Stick around because by the end of this, you'll see exactly why normal isn't the goal and how to design a life that actually screams, "Oh yeah, this is so me." Hey there, I'm Melanie, a no bullshit spiritual mentor, rebellious mom, and your go-to hype woman for breaking out of the suffocating mold that society tries to cram you into. If you've ever felt like the word normal was a total mismatch of who you are, if you've caught yourself thinking, am I broken or is everyone else just super boring? I know I've thought that. This is your new safe space. Today, I'm going to show you why normal is basically a marketing tactic to keep you feeling inadequate and how you can start designing a life that feels more like home, the kind of home you want to lounge around in all day wearing cozy socks. By the time we wrap up, you'll have some clear, actionable tips, a dash of motivation, and maybe a few aha moments that'll make you question why you ever tried to fit in the first place. Let's talk about what normal really is. It's basically a collection of habits, beliefs, and behaviors that society expects us to adopt. But guess what? Society's measuring stick was never designed with your unique personality in mind. How could it be? Society's too busy churning out cookie-cutter expectations like go to college, get married, buy a house, have 2.5 kids, and silently resent your life. Super fun, right? I once tried to be normal, whatever that was. It wasn't fun. Office job, a tidy little routine, the polite small talk about weather, and I was miserable. I'd look around at my coworkers who seemed perfectly content discussing the weekend sports game, while I was like, yeah, I spent all Saturday reading conspiracy theories about how pigeons are actually government drones. Anyone else? No, just me. Cool. Don't judge me. That's when I realized I was trying to shove myself into a lifestyle that just didn't match my vibe. And guess what? That mismatch made me feel like a total outcast and bored out of my mind. So who actually made the checklist for normal? Honestly, half the time it feels like a super random compilation of outdated societal rules, religious dogmas, and a sprinkling of influencer-fed Instagram illusions. And the result is a one-size-fits-all standard that, let's be real, fits almost no one. It's like going to the shoe store and being told there's only one size 7, for everyone. Even if your foot is a 9 or a 4, you're stuck with a 7. If it doesn't fit, that's on you. That's basically how society treats the concept of a life path. And the worst part is that if you dare point it out, hey, my foot's bleeding, everyone's like, no pain, no gain. Really? What's one normal thing you were told you had to want? Maybe a typical job, a certain lifestyle, or a relationship status that just didn't do it for you. Now, imagine you've got this one hoodie that's perfectly worn in. It's soft, cozy, and you'd happily wear it 24/7 if it was socially acceptable. That's exactly how your life should feel. Not pinching, not stifling, just comfortable, supportive, and dare I say, nurturing. So how can you make your life that comfortable hoodie? Step 1 is to identify your comfort zones versus your growth zones. So, contrary to popular belief, a comfort zone isn't always bad. Some things in life should be comfortable. Hello, emotional well-being. But also, you don't grow by hiding from new experiences. The key is finding that sweet spot where you're gently stretching yourself without slapping on a fake smile to survive. Step 2 is to ditch the shoulds. Write down every should that's floating in your brain. I should get married. I should buy a house. I should have a normal 9-to-5 job. And then ask yourself, Do these actually resonate with me, or are they just inherited scripts from people who assume that my dream life looks like a suburban postcard? If you were designing your life like you design a hoodie, what's one non-negotiable feature? A giant pocket, a soft lining. Basically, what's the one thing your life must have for you to feel at home in it? The biggest perk of ditching normal is that you get to finally be yourself without apologies. If you're quirky, be quirky. If you're adventurous, go bungee jumping on a whim. If you're an introverted hermit, like I am, who loves crocheting questionable cat sweaters, own it. I may have actually done that in my life once or twice, but that's a story for later. Guess what? Life is so much more fun when you're not constantly policing yourself for the sake of fitting in. I used to tone down my sense of humor because it can be a little bit raunchy sometimes. And also I would tone down my sailor mouth around certain friends because I was worried about what they'd think or offending them or they'd think I was weird or anything like that. Then I realized, ooh, you know what? I'm not the problem. They're the problem. They're perfectly nice people, but I was hanging out with the wrong friends. When I finally embraced my own vibe, when I found my people, they were the ones who laughed at my weird jokes and would join me in a random midnight karaoke session. So if you're not sold on the idea that normal is a trap, let's cover some of the pitfalls real quick. First one, resentment. You start to resent everyone who got you into this normal life, or you resent yourself for going along with it. Another thing is burnout. Trying to live up to standards that don't match you is fucking exhausting. Your mind and soul can't sustain the charade forever. Another thing is loss of identity. One day you look in the mirror and realize you have no clue who's staring back at you. It's like you've become an extra in your own life story. I once had a client who followed the perfect timeline: college, corporate job, marriage, house, only to end up crying in their new home's pristine kitchen, thinking, what have I done? They weren't depressed. They were just living someone else's dream. They weren't doing what they wanted. If you had to guess, what part of being normal exhausts you the most? The people-pleasing? The stifled creativity? For me, it's the people-pleasing. All right, time for some actual steps you can take. First one is self-audit. Write down everything that's currently part of your daily life, and then circle what you actually enjoy. If there's anything uncircled, figure out if it's essential or if it's just there because it's normal. Another action tip, create your own definitions. Define success, happiness, and purpose for yourself. Don't Google it. Don't ask your parents. Don't ask your mom. Your definitions might be wildly different from the norm, and that's a good thing. Set boundaries like a boss. Once you decide what you actually care about, protect it at all costs. Tell your mom, your neighbor, your boss, your cat, whoever tries to push you back into that box, that you're no longer available for the normal treadmill. Find your people. You're not the only one who thinks that normal is dull. Trust me, I think normal is dull. Whether it's an online group like our community, a local meetup, or a random friend you found through crocheted cat sweaters, make connections with people who get you. So what if your version of non-normal is painting abstract art at 3 a.m. while listening to whale sounds? That sounds amazing to me. Or maybe it's moving into a tiny house on wheels and traveling the country. That also sounds amazing to me. It could be something as simple as wearing mismatched socks because you like the contrast. Also me. I never wear matching socks. The point is, these little quirks or big life choices are what make your existence feel authentically you. My friend decided to leave her stable job to become a full-time dog yoga instructor. Yeah, yoga with dogs. Is that normal? Absolutely not. Sounds fun to me. But she's never been happier. Her classes are booked out with fellow weirdos who can't wait to downward dog with an actual dog. It's glorious. Ask yourself, what's the weirdest idea I've ever had that made my heart skip a beat? Write it down somewhere. Because maybe, just maybe, that weird idea is your ticket to an extraordinary life. Let's be honest. The moment that you step off the beaten path, you'll have critics. It will probably be your family, your friends, or that random troll online who has no hobbies. But remember, the critics usually live their lives by someone else's rules too. Their discomfort with your choices often says more about their fear than your plans. When I started talking openly about ditching normal, I got the side eye from coworkers and family members. They'd say, "Why can't you just be happy with what you have?" And I'm like, because what I have isn't me. It's a mold someone else made. Over time, guess who came around? Some of those same people now ask for my advice when they feel trapped. Funny how that works. Are you worried about what certain people will think if you break out of the normal box? Just ignore the peanut gallery and do what you want anyway. Choosing a life that fits you is more than just a cute slogan. It's the difference between waking up excited and waking up dreading the day. I wake up so excited as a non-morning person could be. But I don't wake up saying, "Oh, I gotta work today." I wake up, "Oh my God, I get to work today." Normal might be comfortable for the masses, but if you're watching this, chances are you're not the masses. You're someone who knows deep down that there's more to life than ticking off society's boxes. If you haven't realized it by now, normal is the biggest scam going. It promises acceptance and security, but all it really delivers is a watered-down version of you, a shell of you. You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to want something that fits like that perfect hoodie you'd never trade for the world. If this resonated with you, I invite you to hit that like button to let me know you're ditching the normal life for something way more you. And comment below and tell me one unnormal thing that you're excited to pursue. Or just shout, "I'm weird and proud," so I know you're part of my little community. Consider upgrading on Substack if you want deeper dives, journal prompts, rituals, pep talks, and that occasional extra nudge to keep you going, even when the normal police come knocking. Remember, life's too short to squish yourself into a box labeled normal. Let's set that box on fire and dance around the ashes. Thank you for hanging out with me, and keep living authentically, whatever that looks like for you.